Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Jennifer's Tale, My Life as a Crossdresser. I, of course, am Jennifer, your host, and if you're new to my podcast, welcome. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel right down below here. Also, watch this episode and previous episodes. If you're a crossdresser or a trans woman or, a friend, family member, significant other of that cat or that group, I think you'll enjoy my podcast. I think you'll find this episode very insightful, and I think you'll find previous episodes I've done just as insightful. If you're a crossdresser, I want you to know, you're not alone. I'm right there with you, as are many, many other girls out there. We have lots of thoughts and feelings and desires, hopes, dreams that are all the same that we share. And I think you'll find out a lot about me and maybe a little bit about yourself in the process of watching my episodes. If you watch or are listening to this on your iTunes or Spotify or wherever you download audio podcasts, please do me a favor, subscribe to my podcast feed and watch or listen to the previous episodes. All the rules above apply. If you're a crossdresser, this podcast is specifically for you. And I think if you are someone who knows a crossdresser as well, you'll get a lot about it. You'll definitely get into my head, and you might get to know your friend or cross-dressing person much better. So with all this out of the way, let's get into this episode. Now, this episode's title is Looking Back. And I've entitled it that for a couple reasons. One, the top or the outfit that I'm wearing right now, this top is one of the very first tops that I bought once I kind of decided that I wasn't scared of being a cross-dresser anymore. That was probably about 4 years ago or so. It's a top I don't wear very often. I probably should, but I think there's like a little hole in it somewhere on an elbow that I noticed, which is why it's kind of in the back of my closet. But like I said, this top is one that I bought at the Goodwill when I first started acquiring trying to get a bigger wardrobe or some more outfits for Jen to wear. And it has sentimental meaning to me because, like I said, 4 years ago or so, when I decided, I want to embrace my cross-dressing. I don't want to be ashamed of it anymore. I want to do more with it. I'm getting too old to not enjoy life. Part of enjoying life for me is to be Jen from time to time and go out and do things and not be ashamed of who I am. So this top was one of the first tops I bought, one of the first tops that I think it might be the first top or first outfit that I ever wore out in public once I was like, this is who I am. I think I wore this to the casino once. So it has kind of sentimental meaning to me, like I said. So I dug it out today just because I'm kind of looking back. As well as this top, I was going through some stuff on the bookshelf you see right behind me, and I found an envelope of actual physical pictures. Back before we had cameras on our phones and took tons of selfies and thousands of pictures, you had to have a camera and take pictures of yourself or whatever, and then you'd have to go to like Walmart or Walgreens to the photo lab and give them your roll of film. And if you were a cross-dresser and you had pictures of your legs or you dressed up, you had to hope that they wouldn't put two and two together and realize that the guy who dropped off this film is the same person as the woman that they're seeing in the picture. But anyway, I digress. I found an envelope full of pictures of me as Jen from roughly 25 years ago or so, more in between 20 and 25 years ago. And I came across them one night when I was cleaning, when everybody else was asleep. And I got them out and I sat down and I looked at them. And as I was looking at them and seeing these pictures of me, there were lots of different emotions that kind of welled up. All sorts of different ones. There were feelings of envy, because back then I was a lot slimmer than I am now. I was also a lot younger, but I was envious of the girl or the woman that I was back then, because she was so petite and so slim and so she looked very, very feminine. And like I said, I was envious about that. But then as I also looked at these pictures, I started having feelings of, oh my God, I looked like that. Because there were quite a few very not so flattering pictures from back then. Now, a lot of these pictures I came across, and maybe I'll post one or two on my Facebook page or on my Jennifer's Tale Facebook page. A lot of the pictures were ones that were taken while I was dating a girl who had found out about my cross-dressing by snooping through my stuff, and she was trying to embrace it. She was trying to work with me and trying to support me and, you know, stand beside me as I wanted to spend time as Jennifer. And I found a lot of pictures of the two of us together, and even pictures that she had taken of me. And she had tried to do my makeup, and no offense to her if she would ever come across this, but it wasn't all that great. And as I was looking at the pictures, I was like, oh, that looks, ooh, I'm glad I never posted these or did anything with them, because I was scary looking. But so at the same time as I had those feelings of, oh my God, I look horrible, I started thinking about how I look now as Jen, and how my makeup skills have gotten so much better than even back then. There were some pictures that I had taken, you know, with a timer and stuff, and I had done my own makeup. And even seeing how I look now with my makeup compared to then, you know, I'm not as slim, but I think my makeup-wise, I've become a lot more experienced, especially over the past 4 years of doing my makeup, that it gave me a confidence boost. Like, look how far I've come. Hence the title of kind of looking back for this episode. It was great to see these pictures and see the person that I was back then, even before I was embracing my cross-dressing. I was kind of embracing it, but at the same time, I didn't want anybody to know about it. You know, I wouldn't have told my girlfriend back then about it, but she found out by snooping around. So I kind of had to come out about it. And to an extent, that kind of helped me a bit, but it was still something that I kept to myself. I didn't really want to share it with anyone. And it's now to see how far I've come since then, it made me feel really good about myself. You know, sometimes it's good to look back on your past, you know, even as just a person in general, to see how far you've come through your life and see how things have changed for you, normally for the better, sometimes maybe a little bit for the worse, but to see how you have progressed as an individual and what has happened before and how that has changed and how you become the person you are now and where you see yourself in the future. And, you know, looking at these pictures, I saw what was kind of the baby steps of what Jennifer was or what she was going to become. And then I thought about where I was 4 years ago, how I had finally embraced who I am as a whole person, and how I am not afraid to be the woman that I enjoy being from time to time. And maybe even look a little bit to the future and think about this podcast and how I hope I'm reaching out to you who are watching or listening right now, and to those girls that I see on Facebook or online that I haven't reached out to yet, but who have the same sort of feelings that I do and you do, how we have this feminine side deep within us that we want to express, we enjoy expressing, and how we shouldn't be afraid of who we are and what we are. You know, if people would focus more on themselves and just enjoying life and being happy with who they are and letting people live their lives to their fullest. I was reminded a couple times this week by several different people that, you know, we're only on this earth for a very short a short while. We should do whatever we want to enjoy ourselves, to embrace life, to have fun, to enjoy who we are, and don't let anything stand in your way. But so I guess that's where this episode comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed listening to my thoughts about, you know, my past, my present, and perhaps a little bit into the future. I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Please do me a favor, leave a comment send me an email at jenniferstalePodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. And until next time, this is Jennifer saying hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.